Those teeth. It's not for you, Lee.
Leave.
1, 2, 3. Farm update.
What? We didn't even.
This is a farm update video for all of you who have been waiting desperately for.
On the edge of their seat. 2 of your subscribers have been waiting real.
Thanks, Mom.
Subscribe to our Patreon for more.
We do not have a Patreon. The sun is out and it hasn't been out for a very long time, so we thought let's give you a full tour of what's been going on around the farm, including introducing you to the 21 creatures who are now living on our property. But before we go out and introduce you to the chickens and the horses, oh yeah, I said horses.
Hey.
Heyo, we're gonna take you inside and introduce you to our
Babbits.
rabbits.
What's Dad doing?
So we'll start with the original gangster.
OG animal.
The OG, Humphrey the bun. Here's Humphrey.
It's animal number 1.
Humphrey loves pets. He's also kind of a grouch. He and Liv seem to have some kind of special connection. I mean, look at this face when his mom is petting him. Can I pet you? There we go.
Oh,
Letting Dad pet you. That's a change. Just kidding. He lets me pet him all the time.
Rabbits come with a self-cleaning feature.
Humphrey was found in a cage on a construction site in LA by the friend of an Instagram model. And so that's how he ended up here. We got connected to the Indiana House Rabbit Society 2 years ago, went through this kind of long adoption process, and Humphrey came available for adoption right as we were ready to start the process. And so he kind of chose us, and now he's been our bun ever since.
He used to be all scraggly looking. He used to have a ton of missing fur. And he was a lot more grumpy.
He was a lot more grumpy, and now he's very trusting most of the time.
Yes.
And he's slowly overcoming his fear of hard surfaces to walk on. Bunny number 2 is
our dream child.
Our perfect dream child, Rue. Hi, sweetie. I am actually Rue's favorite human. She likes me more than Olivia, and I take great pride in that. So Rue was in a shelter in South Carolina and had to get evacuated because of a hurricane through the Indiana House Rabbit Society. She was the very first rabbit that Olivia said, should we get a second rabbit? Should we adopt her? Because her name was Flip, and you just loved her at first sight.
And then Humphrey met a lot of ladies one day.
He met a lot of ladies. There was a lot of dating. You have to like try them out with each other until they find one that fits, and
she was the last bunny that Humphrey met.
And it was an immediate connection, so we went through the long bonding process of bonding the 2 of them together, and now they are inseparable, and they spend most of the day just napping together all around the house and grooming each other, and it's adorable.
Loves pets, Humphrey.
He may be a little rough around the edges, but Humphrey sure does love to be pet. But these are not...
An egg.
He's like an egg, squishy on the inside, hard and brittle and full of calcium on the outside.
Oh my gosh.
But we don't just have these 2 rabbits because we
foster rabbits for the Indiana House Rabbit Society.
That's right.
When we bought this house, we had 2 spare bedrooms and nothing to fill them with. So we filled them with bunnies.
There she is. We've been fostering rabbits a long time.
For like 2 years.
Yeah, this room became the dedicated foster bunny room.
Every room is a bunny room.
Every room is a bunny room. This one is for the foster bunnies.
Every room.
Let's start with Connie. Connie's our oldest foster.
We've had Connie since March.
Yeah, so she's been with us for a long time. She's a little shy, but she loves treats. There she is.
Goodbye. That's Connie for you.
That is Connie in a nutshell.
Classic
right there.
Connie.
All right, let's say hi to Kovu and Wilbur. Kovu and Wilbur actually were our very first fosters, and they got adopted, but then the adopter had to return them from, I guess, allergies or something like that. Some reason. So they came back, and we took them back in, and now we're trying to get their weight back under control because they got a little heavy.
A little tubby.
A little tubby. So
thick.
now they're back to a weight that is, well, I don't know how much they weigh.
I don't know.
How do you weigh a rabbit?
They're still really big.
I have never actually weighed a rabbit.
On a scale.
You just stand on a scale and then you hold them and stand on a scale?
No.
Okay. But here we have our baby bunnies. These guys were part of a litter that we got when they were just, 2 weeks old?
Yes.
So
we have seen baby bunnies go in and out of foster care, and we begged the Indiana House Rabbit Society up the next litter of baby bunnies, and they gave them to us
right after we moved in.
Regretting that decision.
No. We've loved every minute of it. It's just they're a handful.
They're babies.
And so we had our other spare room became another room just for the babies, and they tore that room apart, and they finally moved in here just a few days ago.
And they were teensy tiny when we got them.
They could fit in the palm of our hands. It was very cute.
And now they're so huge.
Now they're like big girls. Well, we had 2 boys and 4 girls, and the 2 boys got taken to other foster homes because they have to be separated before they get neutered. So now we've got these 4 girls, and they'll be up for adoption here relatively soon, right?
Probably in a month or so.
So let's introduce them to you. This is Flower. Flower is very cute. We love her. This is, well, we did name her Chubbers, but then we decided that Chubbers wasn't a great name for a foster rabbit, so we were probably going to rename her Blossom. This is Tiny. Tiny we're probably going to rename Petal to go with the whole flowers theme. And then this is, well, she's gone through a lot of names. She started as Monsieur because she's got this adorable little French mustache, but turns out she's a girl, so Monsieur became Madame, but then we thought, no, we don't like Madame. Let's call her Frenchie, so we called her Frenchie, but now to go with the flower theme, we're going to go with the national flower of France, Iris. So it's Iris. Those are our bunnies. Those are our indoor animals.
Those are all the babbits.
9 creatures. Let's go see the rest.
9 babbits. Chicken time.
But before we go back outside, I gotta show you what I just finished making, which is a table. We made this. I made this.
I sanded some things.
Liv wanted a big farmhouse table and was gonna buy one, and I thought, wait a second, I wanna get into woodworking. I'm not gonna just stand by and watch us spend a ton of money on a big table.
Why would we just order one?
I'm gonna make it. All that to say, it turned out pretty great.
You want seductive glamour shots?
Let's do it. All right, we're back outside. First, I want to kind of give you a quick update on my compost. You remember I made this. Click the link up here if you want to watch the video of me making this. This is my compost pile. It's a mix of rabbit litter boxes, horse manure, chicken stuff. I've discovered that it's a pretty carbon heavy compost for any of you compost nerds, but it's a good thing I've got a lot of horse manure, so I can use that to bulk up the greens in the midst of all the browns.
Man, it sure is a good thing I had a lot of horse manure, am I right?
People say that all the time, right? Anyway,
Man,
that's
I just don't know what I'd do without all my horse manure.
That's compost, so I don't know how long it's gonna take for that compost to finish. It might actually be a little while, but I'm gonna keep working on it, and hopefully we'll have some finished compost here before too long. All right, so let's go into the barn.
Oh hey, I hadn't seen you since our last singlefarmers.com date. You didn't call me back, but come on in. I thought I had a really good time. I don't know why you didn't call me back. Singlefarmers.com.
Okay, this is the barn. So it actually is a barn now. Look over here, we've got some horses. We'll introduce them in just a second. We'll start with the chickens. So we have kind of a ramshackle setup at this point. We have to move this whole wall to be able to get into the chickens. But we are in the process of planning out a new coop and a big run, and I'll show you more about that in a second. So the big white one is Marge. She is large and in charge, and that's why we named her that. The 2 babies here are Chelsea and Charlie. We named Charlie Chester at first because we thought he was a boy, but he's a girl, so she is now Charlie. Over here we've got the gray one, that is Heather. The kind of scarlet one is named Scarlet, surprisingly. Looks a little bit like a hawk. And our most talkative one is Kelly. She is definitely a chatterbox, so we named her Kelly after Kelly Kapoor from The Office. So this is kind of a temporary setup where we've got the chickens. It's not quite maximum security enough for us, and it's not nearly big enough for where we want the chickens to have a run. And so we are going to build a much, much bigger epic run for them here in the next couple of months. This is about how far it's probably going to be. Where Olivia is all the way down here and over, and then like pretty much that whole area is going to be a big chicken run.
Yummy! Oops. Sorry, Heather.
So yeah, our chickens are living their very best life. Once they have the palace of a coop that we're going to build, it's going to be even better. But now let's introduce you to our newest residents, the horses. These guys are actually, they belong to a neighbor of ours who had a situation where the place she was boarding them kicked them out, and they basically were kind of just on their own back at her property. And so through another neighbor, she asked if they could stay here, and we said sure. So she's caring for them, taking care of them, but we're out here, you know, giving them attention and petting them every day.
Especially this one.
Especially this one. This is Lee.
How are you, Lee? Hello, how are you? He's a big snuggly, kind of mischievous, but he's overall very snuggly.
He's very
See,
snuggly
he's
today.
chewing me right now.
His eyes aren't moving, but his lips are like searching. But boy.
He's so sweet, though. He's, what, 8 months old?
Mm-hmm. Hey, this is Rodeo. This is Lee's mom, and she's pregnant right now. Hi, girlie. Hi.
Hi, oh, you come say hi too.
This is Bella and Lily. Bella and Lily, but I always get them confused. This is Judy and her son Miles, and they are very cute, and Miles looks like a little cow. Hi, buddy. Oh, you're a little dusty.
Peppermint time. Honey.
That's... Yum. Here's a little more. You want peppermint? Here.
Yum.
Again, we don't really have to do much. Gina, our neighbor, is the one who takes care of all of them and feeds them and does all the stuff. But as she's here, we're learning a lot about how to take care of horses and what's involved and how to turn this place into an actual farm so that hopefully someday we can start having some other bigger animals of our own, as well as maybe even start boarding some horses here as a way of kind of providing for the income for all of it. That's pretty much it. That's Lee getting a little bit annoyed that he doesn't have more food.
I would like more food, please.
I would like some more, please. That's all. I hope you enjoyed. We'll see you on the next video. Keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Wow. Maybe we should do the outro with Lee in the back.
Yeah, maybe.
Hello, 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 excuse you.
Excuse me.
Lee says subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, well, that's the end of the video, guys. Bye. Bye. Subscribe.